press conference for a sensational night of boxing on Saturday night, a triple header of 154-pound championship fights at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York. Again, on Showtime, airs on Showtime, 10 p.m. Eastern Time, 7 p.m. Pacific Time. The doors are going to open much earlier than that in the early evening for a sensational undercard, a great, great card of boxing. The 3 televised fights, Jared Hurd versus Austin Trout for the IBF 54-pound title, Jamel Charlo versus Erickson Lubin for the BC 154-pound title, Battle of Unbeatens, Urislandi Lara versus Terrell Gausha for the WBA 54-pound title. This is a sensational night of boxing. It'll be preceded on Fox TV at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time and 4:30 p.m. Pacific Time on a doubleheader with Leo Santa Cruz and Abner Maris. So you can get an appetizer of boxing on Fox before your main course on Showtime. Tickets to the event are priced from $400 for VIP ringsides down to $50. There are plenty of great affordable seats for fans. This is as good as it gets in boxing. We hope to have as many regular boxing fans in that room as we possibly can. You can get a great seat for the price of what you'd pay for a pay-per-view telecast. This quality of boxing has been emblematic of Showtime's boxing program in the last few years. The man who should be very proud of that and who helped put this show together and is responsible for this show is on the dais, Stephen Espinosa.
Thanks, Lou. This event will actually be the 25th boxing event at Barclays. It's 25 events in 5 years, 5 events a year. So first I've got to recognize the Barclays Center, Brett Yormark and their staff, because there aren't that many venues supporting the sport and contributing to the sport the way the Barclays Center is. To be doing 25 boxing events in just its first 5 years of existence is a really strong contribution to the sport. We're also proud more than half of those 25 events have been Showtime events. We've done 12 events at Barclays on Showtime and 2 on CBS. Of the 5 Barclays shows this year, Showtime has done 4 of them. 3 on Showtime, 1 on CBS. And we've set a very high bar in those events. In January, it was Jack DeGale with Gervonta Davis and Jose Pedraza on the undercard. In March, it was Thurman Garcia with Erickson on the undercard. And in April, it was Berto Porter, also featuring Jamel Charlo in a title fight. Those are high-quality cards, and fighters know, promoters know, everyone knows when you fight on Showtime at Barclays Center, it's a big night of exciting boxing. This Saturday's triple header will feature 5 of the top 10 super welterweights in the world, 4 of the top 5. And that's on legitimate rankings, wherever you look them up, whether it's The Ring or ESPN. 5 of the top 10, 4 of the top 5. Put it another way, of the 6 fighters featured on Showtime, 5 of them are ranked in the top 10 of the division. And the one who isn't, Gausha, is an undefeated Olympian with a stellar amateur record. You know, fight fans sometimes complain that having multiple belts and multiple champions is complicated. You know, it's confusing. But, you know, in this division, it's not. I'll make it really simple. These guys up here are the best guys in the division. That's it. Who's the number 1 fighter in the division? Who's the best? I can't tell you, but it's one of these 6 guys. So on this coming Saturday, you will be seeing the best in the division, and they'll be fighting each other. We're particularly proud that all these guys have come of age, have been developed on Showtime. Lara has appeared 7 times on Showtime, including 3 times on Showbox. Charlo has been 10 times. You know, Jamel also fought on Showbox. You know, Austin Trout fought on Showbox. Jared Hurd is a ShowBox fighter. Terrell made his pro debut on ShowBox. Erickson didn't fight on ShowBox, but we're not going to hold that against him. But again, what we've been trying to do this year is feature the best fighting the best, and particularly in the 154-pound division. It's a great division. You've got the best fighters all on one card. There's no reason to miss it. It all kicks off 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 Pacific. Thanks.
Before I bring up these gentlemen, I just want to talk a little bit about the off-TV undercard. It's going to feature another terrific junior middleweight, Tony Harrison from Detroit, Michigan, on the card. Tony had a terrific fight with Jared Hurd. It was a tremendous battle. Jared wound up winning that battle and defending his title. But Tony's coming back on this card. I think Tony's in the room later. People want to talk to him. Julian Sosa, undefeated prospect from Brooklyn, New York. Cindy Serrano, one of the two Serrano sisters, world champion of the WBO, one of the two champion Serrano sisters. She's on the card. Cordell Booker, another undefeated prospect from Brooklyn. Richardson Hitchens from Brooklyn, undefeated. George Arias, undefeated heavyweight from the Bronx. I see him standing back there. So it's a terrific stacked undercard. Get there early, watch the whole show. When we get on TV, as Steven said, it's the best against the best. That's what Showtime's attempted to bring you consistently. That's what the Barclays Center has hosted consistently. That's what the brand Brooklyn Boxing has come to stand for, the best against the best. I'm really proud to promote shows like this, whether or not I have any of these fighters, or one of them or more, or none under contract. It doesn't matter. I'm promoting boxing. I'm promoting great boxing. Saturday night is great boxing at the Barclays Center. Without further ado, I want to bring up the first fighter. He's a former world champion. He's a man who beat Miguel Cotto. Interestingly, I never heard his name thrown around when Cotto was looking for his last opponent. There's probably good reason for that. But Jared Hurd, this young stud over here, he wasn't afraid to fight Austin Trout. A lot of people are, because Austin's a consummate professional. He knows how to fight. He knows how to box. He's never been out of a fight. He's a terrific fighter. My pleasure to bring up Austin Trout.
Thank you all for being here. Giving all praises to the Most High. I want to thank Al Heyman. I want to thank Shakri Shabazz, my athletics specialist. I want to thank Louis Berg, Bob Spagnola, my team Trout, my wife, my mother, everybody that came out here. Thank you all for being here. You guys see me. This is how I come and how I represent this game, with class, with dignity. And it's not just an image. You know, this is how I am in and out the ring. As your champion Saturday night, I will continue to represent this game. And I know this sounds like a campaign speech, but the beautiful part about it is that I don't need your votes. I don't need anybody to vote me in. I get to go in there and take it with my two hands. And I got the faith that I can do it, but we all know that faith without works is dead. And I put in the work. So I have the faith and the work behind me. The experience is just the icing on the top to go in there, become your two-time world champion, and stake a claim as the best 154-pound in this game. And I appreciate y'all being here again, and I'll see y'all Saturday night.
I've had the pleasure of promoting a number of this young champion's fights. He represents Maryland really well, represents boxing really well. One thing I'm impressed with when I'm around him and his team is there's nobody that Jared Hurd won't fight. There's nobody that Jared Hurd is afraid of, and there's no challenge he doesn't want to take. That's what a young champion's supposed to be all about. That's what he's about, Jared Hurd.
How y'all doing today? First off, I want to thank God and, of course, appreciate Hal Heyman for, been doing such a good job with me. Here we are, man. This has been a real long training camp. So, therefore, I'm definitely in tip-top shape. I really don't have much to say. Thank you for all my sponsors and everything that helped me throughout this camp. My strength and conditioning coaches, Ernesto, my trainer. We had a beautiful camp, man, and like Lou said, man, these the fights I want. I want this tough fights. I asked for the fight with Austin Trout, and it's not because, man, you know, I don't truly believe in myself. I know I'm the best 154-pound out here, and Saturday night, a storm definitely will be in the building. And I really don't make predictions in no fight, but I can mark my words. I promise you, this fight will not go 12 rounds. Thank you.
Obviously, you're hearing Al's name mentioned quite a bit. You know, the Premier Boxing Champions brand has been involved. This show is presented by Premier Boxing Champions, but the brand has been involved in some of the best matchups in boxing in recent years. This show, Saturday night, has 3 terrific fights on it. The outcomes are in doubt. These are fan-friendly fights. This is what it's supposed to be about. So credit where it's due to Premier Boxing Champions and to Al. Next fight that I want to bring up is maybe the fight that, I mean, I got to tell you, I'm super excited about this fight. And because when you have like 2 undefeated young studs, both of whom are still hungry, haven't even hit the top peak of their career, strong, believe in themselves, you know, confident that they're the best, and putting it all on the line. Honestly, for 22-year-old Erickson Lubin, this is a big move up in class to Jermell Charlo, who's clearly one of the best fighters at the 54-pound division. But there are a lot of champions that would have run away from a mandatory like this or a fight like this. And that's not what Charlo's doing. Charlo's saying, bring it on. You know, people think Lubin's prospect of the year, Ring Magazine prospect of the year, ESPN prospect of the year, all over the place. Charlo said, give him to me. And Lubin's here to try to make his name, to take that belt away from Charlo and to become a superstar at 22 years old. So this is a hell of a fight. Erickson Hammer Lubin.
First off, I want to thank God. I want to thank PBC, Showtime. I want to thank Louis the Cubist, Gary Jonas, Al Heyman. I want to definitely thank my trainer, Jason Galarza. We had a tremendous camp. You know, we got great sparring, definitely in tip-top shape. You know, I'm ready for this fight. You know, I trained over 8 weeks. You know, I waited 7 months for this, you know, since I was declared the mandatory. You know, so, you know, come Saturday night, you know, you will be hearing and the new, and I promise you that.
I want to bring up the champ and a guy that's going to tell you you're not going to hear and the new, Jermell Charlo.
So we've been here before. Thank you, Brooklyn. Thank you to my team. Thank you to my brother, my family, all my supporters. I appreciate you guys. Thank you, Meg. Thank you, Unc. Y'all, we had a strong, long camp. Coach Derek, my sparring partners that we had in Dallas. Harvey didn't affect us. We've been on our grind since we know who's in our way, and we know who's below us. So we keep our eyes open, and that's how we pray. But this young guy, he has a big fight coming up. You know, I already know what I have to do. They got to be the ones that try to figure out a game plan and try to come to game plan B, plan A. You got a lot of hype men. You got a lot of people around you. They buzzing. They keep you going. They keep you rowdy. That's good. Yeah. We clap too. We love it. We enjoy it. But Saturday night, you know, the fight that I thought should have been the main event of the card is gonna be the one that's still the show. We did this before. We will do it again. Thank you.
When he was mentioning Harvey, he meant the Storm and not Weinstein. And by the way, on that note, just to recognize, like, remember those people that are still recovering from these hurricanes, these natural disasters. Particularly remember the people of Puerto Rico that are 85 to 90% still in the dark. There are people of Puerto Rican descent on this card, so even if the President of the United States isn't going to remember them or recognize them, we can remember and recognize them. Come on, guys. Hey, yo, enough. Hey, yo. Guys, stop. Stop! If you don't stop, you're going to be removed. Thank you. All right? Final fight of the night. Terrell Gausha, U.S. Olympian out of Cleveland, Ohio, 20-0, undefeated. This is a huge step up for him, but this is why a kid fights. This is why he's an amateur. This is why he goes to the Olympics. This is why he turns pro, to get the opportunity to fight the best. And there's no question Erslandy Lara is one of the very best in the world. So it's a big night on Saturday night for Terrell Gausha. It's a big opportunity, the opportunity of his lifetime. Terrell Gausha.
Thank y'all for having me. I just want to say thank God that I made it here. It's a blessing. So I'm ready to put on a show. I'm ready. I've been training hard. You know, I know I got a big fight. This is the biggest fight on paper, and I'm ready for the task. So come October 14th, I'm looking to be a world champion, new crown world champion. Thanks. I want to thank Al Heyman, Showtime, Brooklyn. You know, thank you.
Terrell took on the challenge of fighting the champion to my right. And there's no question a lot of guys don't want to take on the challenge of fighting this guy. He's not an easy guy to fight. One of the smartest guys in the world in the ring. Very slick, tremendously skilled. I actually thought that Lara won more rounds against Canelo than Canelo won against Triple G.
So did Trump.
Well, you got, I'm not arguing with you, bro. So I want to bring my boy Louis the Cubist is going to do the translation. One of the best 54-pounders in the world, one of the best fighters in the world, Erslandy Lara.
Buenas tardes a todos. Quiero darle las gracias a Showtime, a Steven Espinosa, a Divela, a Hemo, por darme la oportunidad de ser la pelea estelar el sábado 14.
He says, good afternoon, everybody. Most importantly, he wants to thank Showtime, Steven Espinosa, Lou DeBella, Al Heyman, the Barclays Center.
También quiero darle las gracias a la gente de la prensa, a mi familia por estar apoyándome, a Team Lara, a mis amistades. Hicimos un campo perfecto.
Says he wants to thank all the press for being here, all the fans, everyone's team for being here, his team, his family.
Y ya, lo que quiero que llegue el día 14 para demostrar quién es el mejor en el ring esa noche. Gracias.
He said, I'm just here, I'm waiting for October 14th to get here to keep showing everybody why I'm the #1 fighter in the division.
We're going to pose these guys. They're going to be available for interviews and one-on-ones. But you know what, guys? This is the kind of boxing show that we as people, professionals in the sport of boxing, are supposed to make available to the fans. These are the kind of boxing shows that should be in our biggest arenas, that should be on our premium cable networks. These are the shows we're responsible for putting together. Shows in which the best fight the best and the outcomes in doubt. So I'm really, really proud of the show. I hope people come out. Tickets are available, Ticketmaster.com, BarclaysCenter.com, the Barclays Center box office. There are a lot of great seats that are affordable. I hope to see you Saturday night. If you can't be there, Showtime Championship Boxing beginning at 10 p.m. Look forward to seeing you all Saturday night.